Not that long ago, I was discussing generative AI and the other person left a pretty interesting comment which I think is worth dissecting. See the term used here, self-expression. The point of art is self-expression. Believe it or not, that's not really in dispute. The crux of the disagreement is what self-expression actually is. In one sense, self-expression is just to express the thoughts and feelings you happen to have at some given moment, that anyone else could also have. In another sense, self-expression is to express something deeper, something more fundamental and intrinsic to you, your being and your soul, the things that make you who you are. Let's say Saku sees a meme and is like, mood, and then reposts it. Is that self-expression? What's the right question to ask here? Does he feel heard? When people see the meme he posted, does he get that sense of validation of, oh my god, you finally get it? Personally, that's what I seek from self-expression. That feeling of being heard. I'm far less interested in people looking at my work and going, ah yes, that came from the Llama Llama. They clearly put a lot of themselves into it. Though when anti-AI people talk about self-expression, it seems to be some notion of infusing the work with you. Like you're a tea bag, your work is hot water, and the more you steep yourself into the water, the more art it is. Like, the meme is not Saku tea. He did not make the meme, he is not being steeped in the meme for any meaningful amount of time. I often see people going on about how there's intent behind every brushstroke, and I remember talking to this person who said there's a rich gold vein to be mined from someone's first ever drawing of a hand. I've also heard people go, if you don't like drawing, then go do this completely different art form instead, like collage or sculpture or, I don't know, interpretive dance or something, instead of using AI. Which I've always found incredibly baffling. Like, I can't faithfully convey what my OC looks like by dancing. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, do you think we're doing this to be an artist with the goal of producing arts, and so all products of art are interchangeable? Like, no, you complete and utter dunce. We do not want to make art. We want to convey a specific thing, and those art forms are not up to the job of immersing a viewer in a scene where a giant fantasy stingray flies through a sky with two suns. But it makes sense with this notion of self-expression. I think the argument is, if you're truly uninterested in drawing, or doomed to have a miserably hard time with it, then you were not meant to draw. Therefore, a picture will never be the truest expression of your soul. Instead, try a different art form that agrees with your body and piques your passion. You're better off expressing your soul through that. Of course, pro-AI people will be like, but AI art does agree with my body and piques my passion. But remember, antis don't see AI as a tool or a medium, but an entire other thing that does the work for you. It's like saying, commissioning other artists to draw my vision agrees with my body and piques my passion. The final piece contains more of the commissioned artist's soul than yours. To be clear, I don't think most anti-AI people are conscious essentialists or dualists who think we have a literal soul. When people speak of expressing a discrete self, it's often just an approximation or shorthand for expressing one's thoughts, like beyond just the conscious stuff, but also the little things going on in your head that makes you phrase things just a little different, or make every little pen stroke land a little different than the next artist. But in practice, it leads to some conclusions, which I at least find problematic. Like the idolization of artists as great men. Because the work isn't valuable because of what it communicates, it's valuable because it came from a great and talented genius. And if the artist turns out to be a bad person, their work is forever tainted, because deep down you feel the value of their work lies not in what it is, but where it came from. Therefore, if it came from a bad person, it is bad. That's the real reason why we have trouble separating art from the artist. Lots of people like to fancy themselves clear-headed pragmatists who just want to avoid financially supporting bad people and enabling them to do bad things, but that can be solved with piracy and abolishing intellectual property. But I know now that this solution won't satisfy people because it won't change where it came from. The work is rotten because it's an expression of their core rotten self. Again, antis are not conscious essentialists. Often this is just an approximation of all the little ways their attitudes and biases slip into their work. But you need to be careful with approximations. It's very easy to slip into essentialist thinking without even noticing. I feel bad about thinking bad things, not because I believe in thought crimes, but because I have this obsessive compulsive fear that it will bleed into everything I do in small ways. I fear that having a Hitlerite intrusive thought will cause me to emit Hitler particles. Oh hey, one layer of metaphor in, and I've already stopped using the language of actions and started using the language of essence, of particles of Hitler that are bad because it contains Hitler's essence, with no mention of how it actually mechanically interacts with the world to cause harm. See, I'm not above it, but at least I'm aware of it.
Anal, bang bros, BDSM, blowjob, boobies, coming, cum shot, cunt, dick, dildo, fuck ass, gangbang, genital, grope, ISIS, molest, suicide, poops, rape, shat, shit, slut,